yourself for your school exam or any university entrance exam and you cannot solve physics problems successfully, you have come to the right place. We classify the problems into simple and complex problems. Simple problem is formed just by a single component, and also all data are given explicitly in the problem statement. A few pieces of data may be given by suitable keywords that can be easily transformed into a physical facts or mathematical data. You need to be able to extract all data, including the explicit and implicit ones. To solve a simple problem, you need to determine the governing rules and their respective equations. You also need to be able to apply these rules. To be able to apply the rule, you need to know some technical points. Let's go to the example. A picture hanging 2 meters above the ground falls off the wall and hits the ground. What's its velocity when it reaches the earth? Okay, if you want to solve this problem successfully, you need to follow the steps below. The first step is problem definition. During problem definition step, you should try to find the data given explicitly and also draw a schematic figure of the situation and transfer all data on it. We call this data transferring process as translation from proofs to mathematical data. Then you will have a complete list of unknown variables together with known variables with their respective values, preferably on a schematic figure describing the problem situation. For this example, explicit data is delta H is equal to minus 2 meters. But why minus sign? To understand the reason behind the minus sign, you have to wait for observation step. As you can see here, we drew a picture which can describe the situation given in the problem statement. Next step is observation. During the observation, we try to find implicit or hidden data in addition to some clues to determine the governing rules. The picture is stationary at initial state. It means that the initial velocity is equal to 0. So V sub 0 is equal to 0 is the implicit or hidden data. Please take note that this piece of data has not been given explicitly. It's hidden inside the expression falls off the wall, and you need to be able to transform this expression into a fact or data. The fact that the picture is initially stationary is within this expression. It's not always as easy to extract implicit data from the problem statement as the present problem. To be a qualified problem solver, you need to be able to transform such expressions into physical facts or mathematical data. There are two important skills involving this step: attention to details and analysis. The more complicated to find hidden data is, the more difficult problem you face, and hence the higher level of these two skills you need. The only force acting on the picture is its weight. It means that the situation is free fall. The knowledge and technical points you need to apply this knowledge correctly are: the problem is about the velocity and displacement. So the first field that comes to mind in this situation is kinematic. And we have to focus on the relation between velocity and displacement to find the field. It means that the primary governing equation can be a square v minus a square v0 is equal to 2 times a, which is acceleration, times delta h, which is the displacement. When the only force acting on a body is its weight, the problem falls into free fall category. It means that the movement acceleration is acceleration due to gravity, which is g. In free fall, the direction of h-axis displacement is upward, opposite to gravity force direction. In free fall, the movement acceleration is minus g. But why minus sign? Because the gravity force is downward, opposite to h-axis direction. When a body is falling, Delta H, which is H2 minus H1, will be negative because H1 is larger than H2. The first of the above is about the ability to find the field of the problem. The second is about knowing the relevant knowledge in the field of kinematic, while the rest are related to the ability to apply the knowledge. The points that you have to know to be able to apply the knowledge correctly. Okay, the final step is solution plan. During the solution plan, we try to find a way to use the governing rules and the complete set of the extracted data to find the problem request. We have the initial velocity, v0 is equal to 0. We have the displacement, delta H is equal to minus 2 meters. And we have the acceleration due to gravity, which is equal to 9.8 meters per square second. Now, we are asked to calculate the final velocity. So we can use the governing equation to find the velocity of the picture when it hits the ground. Having all these abilities, you are able to solve such a simple problem correctly.